I would like to welcome everyone to the Public Information Center for the Schedule B Class Environmental Assessment for the North Morrison Lake Parking Lot Expansion. This Public Information Center will define and establish channels of communication, define the study, present the issues, and seek input on the preferred solution. The objectives of the study are to expand the parking lot, improve vehicle movements, improve stormwater drainage, improve lighting, improve signage, better define the deeded island parking spaces, and consider environmental impacts and appropriate mitigation measures. To recap, this is a Schedule B class environmental assessment, and we are currently in phase 2 of the process. The study area is shown on the slide, with the existing parking lot area circled in red. Currently, the parking lot has 14 private deeded parking spaces that have been facilitated through historical development agreements for the water access properties on 1 Mile Island. Beyond those 14 deeded spaces, there is limited parking for the general public and boat trailers. The existing docks will remain and are not part of this study. The future needs for the parking lot area are to clearly identify the deeded parking spaces, provide additional parking for the general public, space for the trailers to park as to not impact vehicle movements, improve lighting, and implement storm water drainage measures. A problem statement was developed to guide the municipal Class EA. The town's official plan acknowledges the importance of public water access and the enhancement and protection of these locations wherever possible. The problem statement speaks to accommodating all users and considers the environmental impacts of any expansion. 4 alternative solutions were developed for the study. Alternative A is the do nothing, and the parking lot will remain the same. Alternative B is the smallest increase in parking area and will provide 14 private spaces, 13 public spaces, and 4 trailer parking spaces. Alternative C is the medium increase in parking area and will allow for 14 private spaces, 25 public spaces, and 5 trailer parking spaces. Alternative D is the largest increase in area and will provide 14 private spaces, 40 public spaces, and 10 trailer parking spaces. Alternative A does not address the future needs for the parking lot and therefore is not considered any further. Alternatives B, C, and D will be considered further. On this slide, there is a plan showing Alternative B. This plan shows Alternative C. On this slide, this plan shows Alternative D. The Stage 1 archaeological assessment was completed. No archaeological resources were encountered and the site was found to be clear of any archaeological concerns. A heritage impact assessment was also completed, and again, there was no concerns found. A natural environment evaluation was completed as part of the study. The evaluation found that the expansion would be taking place in a provincially significant wetland complex. The study recommended that the parking lot expansion use ecological offsetting to mitigate the impacts to the adjacent wetland. All 3 alternatives have the offsetting measures shown in plan. The findings from the natural environment evaluation is that the impacts for Alternative B are limited, Alternative C are somewhat greater, and Alternative D is the greatest. This is to be expected given the increased footprint sizes of each alternative. It was clear there was lots of public interest regarding the study, which is evident from the number of comments we received following the issuing of the notice of study commencement. The main comment points that we received have been summarized on this slide. The table on the slide summarizes the assessment of the alternatives B, C, and D to the respective environments. As expected, alternative B has the smallest impact, while alternative C has slightly more and alternative D has the greatest, given the increased size of each alternative. Through the assessment of the alternatives, it was found that alternative C best balances the impacts and required needs of the boat launch and therefore has been selected as the recommended solution. A number of measures are proposed to help address current issues raised by the public comments. They are as follows. Garbage bins will be removed from the boat launch. Consistent signage will be placed for each of the deeded parking spaces, indicating those spaces are reserved. There will be signage regarding boat launch code of conduct, and also the town will be reviewing an amendment to the parking bylaw to permit enforcement of the deeded spaces. It has been determined that the recommended solution is alternative C based on the following. It addresses the problem statement, represents a minor wetland intrusion, and provides habitat offset, improves traffic circulation and increases parking, balances parking lot improvements without overexpanding, and represents a mid-cost alternative. Questions and comments can be addressed to the consultant at the contact information below. We ask that all comments are submitted by December 17, 2021. Once the comment period closes, we will review and address all comments, which will inform the confirmation of the preferred solution. A notice of study completion will be prepared and posted to the project file for a 30-day review period. If concerns regarding the project cannot be resolved with the consultant or the owner, the ministry can be asked to make a Section 16 order. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to hearing from you.